Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's get it. I don't know what you're saying, but we're live. People can hear you. All right, here we go, guys. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day. And we're back. We're back. We're finally back in the groove, baby. We're live once again, and Bitcoin is on the rise. Bitcoin is on the rise, baby. Trying to send us to the moon. The question is, are we going to crash land or are we going to make it smooth? So, guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys in here smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. And, yeah, this guy right here is getting blocked because that is an imposter. All right. Appreciate everybody in here. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes. Let's get it. Markets are green. As you can see, we got an ocean of green behind us here. All the altcoins are up. Virtual is up 14.7%. Wild or World coin is up 12.4%. Ethereum up 8.1% today, hitting $2,600. Render up 8.8%, getting some life. We've got TIA up 17.5%, dropping some T over there. We got the Uniswap unicorn up 10.3%. Sui up 9.5%. We got VeChain up 8%. We got SPX 18.7%. We got WIF. You get that? WIF up 17.4%. And we got that good old coin up 15.3% today. And we got our boy Bitcoin. Where's our boy Bitcoin at? Bitcoin is up 3.4% today, hitting $109,758. If you aren't excited, if you aren't smashing those likes, I don't know what you guys are waiting for, but definitely do so because it's gonna get good. It's gonna get good here. Make sure you guys are tapping those likes, hitting that subscribe. It's not working? Of course not. Of course not. Why would my mic ever be working? Of course, technical difficulties all around, like always. Nothing like good old technical difficulties. Okay. Crypto Ricky in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Good to see all of you guys. Let's jump over right into the Bitcoin. Chart here. Up. You guys can see this on the one. Let's jump out to the 1 hour because, bro, look at this. Look at this, man. Holy guacamole. Just straight skyrocket. We were at 105,000, 104. What is this? $105,000. Call it 100,000, 105 flat last night. Skyrocketed all the way to $109,000. If you guys were in the Crypto Citadel last night, you guys would have known that we longed this previous day low sweep. We longed this bad boy, and I closed out my long here around 106. Not expecting a freaking skyrocket blast off. Let me tell you, I was expecting maybe we'll come up to about 107, 129 the previous day. NPOC hit it, potentially come back, but no. Oh boy, was I wrong. This thing had did nothing but skyrocket straight to the moon. But with that skyrocket, there's always the possibility for some potential pullbacks. You can bet your money on that. So, what have I done personally? Well, I am personally in a short right now. Is my thing even on? I don't even know. Let me see where the heck am I? Oh no, I think I'm showing things I'm not supposed to. Not supposed to show that either. All right, ChatGPT making my thumbnails, man. You know what I mean? Making some fun thumbnails there with my ChatGPT. So, long story short, Literally, I'm in a short. That's pretty much it. I jumped here around the 109, 500-ish area, jumped into a short, expecting this to potentially pull back at least to the weekly open, man. At least to the weekly open of 108, 344. But we will see here. We're getting a daily close in about 45 minutes. We're going to be getting a daily close here. Bitcoin has been on a major skyrocket to the new local highs here. Now, we zoom out to the daily here. All right, let's take off all the trading indicator stuff. Zooming out here to the daily, we closed the month of June. We've closed the second quarter of the year, and we closed the first 6 months of the year as well. So lots of new ranges, lots of new quarterly, monthly averages. All of them got hit already. That's how Bitcoin does it. We got all this monthly averages, monthly MPOCs, quarter two MPOC, all down at 105 and some change. We got the 6 month MPOC down at 104,837. I really thought we were going to get the big bounce from that, but that would have been too easy. That would have been too easy for the Bitcoins. So, of course, they had to front run it, trick us, and, just skyrocket right off the quarter two MPOC of 105,532. And we have now jumped all the way up to the value area high of not past the value area high of the month of June and gone straight into the quarter two and quarter two and quarter one value area high around the 109 and some change, close to that previous all-time high of 109,880 and having a little bit of a wick push back down. So we'll see here if we actually retrace, pull back lower here overall for Bitcoin before continuing to go to the upside, or are we just going to skyrocket to new all-time highs? That's going to be the big question here. Are we just going to skyrocket straight to new all-time highs? Crypto Ricky says, can't go broke taking profits. 100% Crypto Ricky. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. You cannot go broke if you take profits. 100%. So yeah, we took profits on that long yesterday. As you guys can see here, let's jump on over here to the signals. We got a few losses today. We were trying to get some shorts here. A little 4.72%, $126, $124, no big deal. Other stop here, $28, no big deal. Those were the two losses of the day. Yesterday, we had two magnificent wins. This is the long from the previous day low of 105, a 10%er, right? $302 smackaroons there that we took. And then the other one was the long, where is it? Where'd it go? Here it is. The short for $515, baby. $515 with a little $102 loss in between those. Magnificent big wins. That's how you do it, guys. You keep the wins big and the losses small, and that's how you stay profitable in the game. That's how we do it in the Crypto Citadel. That's what we've been looking for. Right now, the short is starting to try to want to play out here. Let's see if we can. I can actually get this thing. Let me see here. Futures. Come on, futures. Where are we? Where are we on this short, man? Yeah. Come on. All right, here we are. I got it. All right, so here on the short for the day, we're up $134, up 5% so far. No big deal, nothing to, but that's some good gas money. Some good gas money, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Some good gas money right there for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is dropping. Hopefully we continue to drop a lot further. At least to the weekly open. 108, 335, baby. Come on, drop it down like it's hot. Let me jump here into the chat. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Hope that all of you guys are in here, smashing those likes. I appreciate the support, Crypto Ricky. Appreciate everybody being a member, hitting that subscribe. I appreciate all of you guys that are joining the Crypto Citadel. If you haven't already, definitely do so. You guys are missing out on some good action right there. Let's see here, guys. Tap those likes. Let's get 1,000+ likes in here. Let's get it rocking and rolling. Appreciate every single one of you guys in here trying to smash those likes. Let's go take a look at some Ethereum. Ethereum on its way here as well. Let's see, where are we at with Ethereum? Ethereum for the day, we also had a major push to the upside, coming up as high as 26.15 before pushing back down and kind of just stalling out for the price action of the day. Cuban Diesel in the house. It's diesel time. Diesel time. Did you hear about the dude accidentally pulled 1.6 million in a 20K project? The other dude made 84.4K now. Company coin is running like wildfire. Wait, what happened? I don't understand that. But what the heck? Somebody put 1.6 million in a 20K project, and the other dude made 84.4K. What the heck? Let's zoom out here for Ethereum. Ethereum on the daily, breaking out, trying to break out of the June range here. June value area high is up at 26.28. We came up as high as 26.14, which is the 382 fib retracement for the Ethereums, right? For the Ethereums, facing some resistance there, pulling us back down. We hit obviously our 6-month, quarterly, and monthly MPOC. We were talking about this in the Crypto Citadel, target of 25.17. We were down here around 24 and some change this morning. Very easy long to the upside here for Ethereum, hitting this big target. But we all know that the Mac Daddy target for Ethereum is to get above 27.11. Getting above 27.11 is the critical target. Of course, I forgot. You just lose the groove, man. You just lose the groove. Cuban Diesel says, I got 50K investment. How much can I make, bro? Dude, what are you talking about here, man? What kind of investment is this? Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give you any type of financial advice at all. So if you're playing with 50K, bro, I don't know. But you got to be you got to build up portfolios, right? You got to build up portfolios in different ways. You got to you're playing for the long haul, right? Best investment strategies are always the ones that are long-term. The short-term stuff can get you wrecked really quick, right? Because to make big gains in the short term, you're going to have to add a lot of risk onto your portfolio. Versus if you're playing long game, you're playing with a lot of money, but you're playing with the long game, and you can put on a lot, that 25%, that last 25%, however you want. And that's that's a less risky, adverse, right? A slower paced, long-term portfolio in crypto, right? That's the way I would structure that. Just got in December 1st, 2024. Let's go. Cuban Diesel, you just came in and you already got 50K, bro. What kind of business you running, bro? What kind of business you running over there? You know what I mean? But appreciate you being here, bro. So yeah, the best thing to do in crypto is to have two portfolios. One is your long-term portfolio where you stack crypto long-term, and your second portfolio is your trading portfolio where you allocate, let's say, $500 to $1,000, and you use that money to make more money. And the money you're making, right, all the gains and all that stuff, instead of instantly pulling that out, what you do is you use that money to then feed your long-term portfolio. So when there's a big crash in the market and you've been able to make that $1,000 into $2,000 or $3,000, you get that $3,000 of profit, and then you go and spend it on altcoins on a big dip, right? Not on these little minor dips that you get day to day, on the big crashes like Bitcoin dropping below 100K plus kind of crash, right? Stuff like that. Zilla says crypto is about to fly. Well, right now we're flying straight down, baby. Just how I like to see it. I am in a Bitcoin short. We're up 7.29% right now, up $170. Let's get it. Drop it like it's hot, baby. Drop it like it's hot to that weekly open. Come on. Drop it like it's hot to the weekly open. That would be fantastico. But yes, I do agree that there is a very good chance that Bitcoin could skyrocket here, start pushing to new all-time highs, 115 to 120. That would be fantastic. Bitcoin dominance here is having a little bit of a slip up today, right? We came up as high as 65.64, and then we started dropping back down. But overall on the daily, right, if we look at the daily, we kind of topped out around June 27th that's the previous week high, up at 66.03 Bitcoin dominance, and then we have come down as low as 65.10 on the Monday low. And then today we're getting a bearish engulfing candle from the Bitcoin dominance from yesterday. So hopefully this thing continues to slide down as well. And if Bitcoin continues to pump up while Bitcoin dominance slides, then we're going to be seeing a massive altcoin season coming in here. Meanwhile, Bitcoin can sustain those highs, right? If Bitcoin can't sustain them and Bitcoin starts dropping them like it's hot, then you already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. Cuban Diesel says, Ada, let's go take a look at Cardano, our good old buddy Cardano. We covered this one in the Crypto Citadel this morning in our exclusive live stream. But if you weren't there, I'll give you a little hint on what we're looking at here. Actually, I don't think we covered this one. We actually didn't cover this one. So you're getting an exclusive here right now, guys. You're getting an exclusive here right now. April 1st all the way to June 30th. Bing, bang, boom. We got the quarterly NPLC right about here. Let's get it. Quarter naked point of control for Cardano is sitting up at 70 cents. We're currently down at 58 cents. We're battling the value area low for the quarter two range right now. We are above the June point of control, but we are being held down by the value area low of the quarter two range, which is at 59 cents. Let's go look at some quarterly and monthly averages. We have an untapped monthly average for Cardano up at 60 cents. We're currently fighting 58 cents, so very close target to hit. The question is, are we going to get rejected off of it and pull back lower, or are we going to smash through it and start going towards that quarterly point of control for quarter two up at 70 cents? The untapped quarterly average is currently up at 64 cents, give or take. Yeah, 64 cents. So that's pretty much all we got for Cardano here. Cardano has been in a major downtrend since May. We were up at 85 cents and we have slipped all the way down to 52 cents and some change. Now, obviously, we're pretty much at the April lows once again for Cardano. We need to start reclaiming 64 cents, pushing above the June range, going towards that quarterly naked point of control of quarter two at 70 cents. We do have a local gold pocket up at 74 cents. We need to be careful with a rejection off that area. So we also have a monthly MPLC for May at 75. So that 74 75 cent area could definitely get some dicey area there for some resistance. So we got to watch out for that for sure. But yeah, I mean, if we look here, at trend wise, hasn't been looking too good for Cardano in the last 3 months, kind of a downtrend. If we look at the last 2 months from May 1st all the way down to June, where's my regression trend? May 1st all the way to June. Yeah, we have a very steep downtrend, as you guys can see here. So we have to break above 64 cents, start making a run to above 70 to start breaking that. For sure. I got VeChain, XRP, Virtuals, Fetch, Sui, ZBEC, XLM, Doge, Pepe. You have all of that with your $50,000 investment, dude. That's a lot of money on those coins, especially Doge and Pepe. Very high risk. ZBEC, very high risk as well. XLM's been around for a while, had a nice run in November, but I hope you didn't buy it then. I hope you bought before that big rally. Virtuals has definitely good risk management, right? AI, we know that thing's always going to be a big runner, but it has already pumped 5,422%. So be careful with that. XRP hasn't done too much. VeChain definitely hasn't done much at all. Fetch has definitely been struggling since the merger. Sui is probably your strongest. Sui, Virtual, XRP will probably be your three biggest winners there if you got in at the right time. Obviously, the other ones could also perform well, but they haven't been performing too well lately. So, or overall in this previous cycle. So it really depends when you got in on them. Appreciate all of you guys tapping in those likes. Let's see here. Karen says, looking at getting in an ETH long at 26.31, good idea. an ETH long at 26. Well, we're at 25. Why would you be longing it at 26? Oh, what's it? 26.31? We have a daily MPOC at 26.39. That's, I think, might still be untapped. So if we get above the value area high for June, we are coming into this zone of resistance here between 27.11 and 27.94 for Ethereum. So I personally probably wouldn't be taking a long up at those levels. If I was going to take a long on them, I'd probably be taking a long a little bit lower here. Would wait for a little bit of a retracement closer to this 25.14 area, which I think should be some pretty decent support since it's the 6-month NPOC, it's the quarter 2 NPOC, and it's the monthly NPOC for June. 3 massive NPOC timeframes all stacked up on top of each other. I do believe 25.14 should be some strong support. Meanwhile, Bitcoin can keep it up here and the altcoins don't crash. So I'd probably be looking for a long a little bit closer to that area. Dennis, what's going on? Can you look at Pepe, please? Let's go take a look at Pepe. Pepe. Let's look here at Pepe. Let's get some price action here. Let's get some ranges here. Let's get the month of June. We've got we got the MPOC here. Let's get the quarterly range. We got quarter 2 MPOC down below us. Let's look at what the averages are looking like. Quarterly average to the upside. Let's look at the monthly. Monthly is right below that as well. And then we have the new monthly MPOC. All right, so Pepe right now, overall, right, like majority of things, everything's been in a downtrend the last 2 months, from May 1st to June 2nd, June 30th. We've been in a pretty steep downtrend, not as steep as the other one that we saw earlier. I forget what was it, Cardano or something. But we are in a downtrend overall. We do need to get above this quarterly average at 1062 and the monthly MPOC at 1151. That would put us above the heart line of this regression trend, which it could hold support and push us all the way up to the value area, to the monthly MPOC of 1391 for the naked point of control for the month of May. For Pepe, if we get rejected around this hard line, around the monthly MPOC of June, which is 1151, expect a potential push back all the way down to the quarter 2 NPOC down at 0881, which is overall a pretty decent size pullback for an untapped target. We also have a monthly untapped target for the month of May down at 0733. Yeehaw, Cuban Diesel. Appreciate the cowboy hat. Let's get it. So be very careful of a potential, one of these where Pepe comes up here, gets rejected, and boom, falls back down. Could be due to a Bitcoin pullback overall, or it could just be, Pepe just finding some resistance and falling down. But if we can reclaim this hard line, get above this 1151, I do see it potentially pushing to that 1391 in the short term here for Pepe. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still there, kind of pushing back a little bit. We are still up. Got some gas money, baby. Up $181 in this Bitcoin short. Let's get it. Come on, dump it, baby. Dump it to that weekly open. Let's get it. Appreciate all of you guys jumping in here. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes. Stay above the 50. What do you mean, stay above the 50? What are you asking me here, Cuban Diesel? Making sure we got a thunderstorm going on over here. We got a thunderstorm. Bitcoin's getting scared of the thunderstorm. Bitcoin's pulling back, man. Bitcoin's scared of the thunder. Let's see here. Make sure. I have 5K shares of XRP. Should I sell it? Well, the question isn't how much XRP you have. The question is, at what price point did you get in? So depending what your price point was, that's what is how you should decide whether you want to sell something or not. If you've made massive profits on a trade, right? If you got into XRP as an example, right? Just an arbitrary example. If you got into XRP at 50 cents, 60 cents, under $1, it's been up over $2, right? Hitting $2 and some change for quite some time. We'll actually jump over to the XRP chart so we can actually talk about it while looking at the chart, right? XRP right here. If you got in below $1, and you haven't taken any profits, it's never a bad time to take profits. It's never a bad time to pay yourself. The only way you don't go broke is by paying yourself, right? Nobody goes broke by paying themselves. So that being said, obviously, yes, could XRP continue to run higher? Absolutely, right? We have targets here in the short term between 234 to 257. We have a gold pocket up at 277, and we have a monthly negative point of control at $3.10 before potentially going into price discovery and hitting some wild highs, right? Maybe. I don't know. Realistically, I think $5 to $6 is a good top for XRP. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it goes higher. But overall, now, if you got into XRP at around $2, right, if you've been buying around this support zone, then you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be patient and wait for this big push up to potentially sell, take some good profits, right? And if it loses this zone, then you have to be looking out for some of these potential targets down here between 146 to 112 for a potential dollar cost average on XRP. Fed needs to cut interest rates so we can get rich, bro. Oh, I do agree that interest rates being cut will be a catalyst event for the market. 100%, right? Everybody will feel a lot better when they see the money printer going burr and starting to print more money. And, that is definitely going to be a thing. Rudy G says, don't sell your XRP. Rudy G, tell me, what is your exit plan for XRP? At what point will you sell your XRP? What did you get in? And what is your entry, and what is your target area to get out of XRP? Or do you have no target? Are you just going to hold XRP forever because it's going to flip the switch and it's going to take over everything and it's going to be $1 million a coin? I want to hear from you, Rudy G. Rudy G, you know I love you, bro. You're a Crypto Citadel member, but I need to know what your game plan is on that, man. Bitcoin is pulling back. It's hearing the thunder. Hearing the thunder, baby. And Bitcoin's starting to roll it back. We're about to be closing out here the daily candle in less than 23 minutes. We're going to be in 22 minutes. We're going to be closing. We're going to be closing in 22 minutes. XRP holders, you can make so much more profit in other coins. I do agree with that. XRP holders have definitely missed a bunch of other opportunities by just solely focusing on XRP. I mean, XRP is the only coin that has content creators that are solely focused on XRP. They talk about nothing but XRP. All their videos are just XRP. It blows my mind that there's that much attention on XRP, and XRP has done jack squat in the last 5-8 years. Cuban Diesel says V-Chain, ZBEC to the moon blast off. Maybe, yeah. I mean, ZBEC's definitely had a little bit of a push back to the upside here. We can go take a look at ZBEC's chart real quick. ZBEC has definitely had a overall decent pullback coming down to this gold pocket. We've already hit multiple targets. We fell into the range of May. And once you start doing that, you start pulling lower and lower. If it doesn't bounce off this 0.0032 area, our next target to the downside is 0.0028 and 0.0018. Now let's get new monthly target up here, right? Is at 0.0045, which is a new monthly untapped average for ZBEC. Oh, sorry about that. New untapped average for ZBEC up at 0.0045. We have a naked point of control for the month of June as well, up at here. So we have a lot of targets to the upside here. Monthly MPLC. Let's get the quarterly average for ZBEC. Quarterly average is also right above us, but is also right at the value area low of the month of June. So that could be some decent resistance right there, right? As ZBEC tries to climb back up, it gets hit with this quarterly average, lower the value area low of the month of June, and we could be pulling back down. So we need to be very, very careful with ZBEC here at these levels. If you're buying ZBEC right now, yes, you're getting a very nice discount, way better entry than the people that were buying at the beginning of June at 0.007, right? Those people are down over 40%, right? People that were buying up here are currently down 53%. That sucks. That sucks big time, right? Which is why you do not FOMO. This is a prime example of why you do not FOMO into a candle, into a project that has pumped over 475% in less than 30 days. You don't FOMO into that. People will take profits. The people that got in and have that rally all the way up of 500%, they're going to sell on you. You are their exit liquidity. And this is the prime example. 55% pullback. It doesn't matter that this is going to be the project that takes over the future in the next 10 years. First of all, that's a huge assumption. I'm not going to buy into that assumption. I'm just going to buy it now and hold it for 10 years. Just because Bitcoin did it does not mean that all these altcoins are going to repeat what Bitcoin did. The grand majority of altcoins, 98%, 99% of altcoins will all go away. The only altcoins that are going to survive the next 5 to 10 years are going to be altcoins that are put into the ETFs, into the traditional finance market. Anything that's not in the traditional finance market is not having an ETF attached to it. Don't be looking at it as a long-term hold. It is going to go away. Not saying that just because your project currently doesn't have an ETF, it can't get one in the future. At some point when the ETF process is smooth and clear and we can on-ramp a ton of altcoins into the ETF process, after that is when you're going to really determine what altcoins are here to stay and what altcoins are just a bunch of fugazi. Appreciate everybody saying, somebody says, speaking truth. Let's go. Remember, we're in the bull run. Yes, we are in the bull run. I am bullish on. Oh, Bitcoin got scared with the thunder. Bitcoin got scared with the thunder, man. Bitcoin is dropping like a hot right now. Okay, man. I'm up $284. That's a lot of tacos, man. That's a lot of tacos right there. A lot of tacos. Up $283. Let's see if we can get this bad boy to drop down to the weekly open, man. Come on. I know you scared with the thunder. I know you're scared with the thunder. Bitcoin's down at 108,753 right now. I took the short up around the 109. What was my entry on this thing? My entry was not the mark price. Where the heck's my entry? 109,326. Man, that was a terrible entry. But yeah. Let's see if we can ride this bad boy all the way down to the weekly open. We got 16 minutes left on the daily close here, having a nice little pullback before the new day begins. We will see if this continues to drop us all the way down lower, or are we just having a little sell-off right now, getting ready for the new day before having another skyrocket launch off to the moon. We shall see. Patience is key, my friends. Patience is key. Appreciate everybody in here. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Blows my mind as well. Yeah, I do. 100% blows my mind. Yep. Rudy G, still waiting for your answer, man. I want to know your answer about XRP. What is your price target? What is your exit strategy for XRP? If you're telling people don't sell your XRP, that means you got to have some type of exit strategy. Don't tell me your strategy is just to hold forever, because that is a terrible plan. That is a terrible plan. Pack your bags, bro. We're going to the moon soon. Bro, I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right, bro. But not yet. First, we got to dump a little bit further. Bitcoin, don't listen to this guy. Don't listen to Cuban Diesel time. And drop some more, man. Drop some more down to 108,300. Come on. Drop it. Drop it like it's hot, man. Stop playing. Stop playing and drop it. Let's see here. I don't like this, man. I don't like this. Come on. Drop it. Drop it lower, Bitcoin. I want to drop down to 108,330, man. Want to drop down to one. Ooh, got the gold chain. Let's go. Got the gold chain, baby. Let's see here. Price target is about $10. I have to redo my long-term chart. $10 is about, I believe, $1 trillion asset. That is when I believe at $10, XRP is at $1 trillion or maybe above $1 trillion asset class. That is a big target, my friends. I know we're currently at $2 and some change. You're like $2 all the way to $10. Doesn't seem like a big move. Bitcoin's at 100,000. Bitcoin did it. Why can't XRP did it? Very different projects, apples and oranges. One is very scarce. The other one is not. The other one is used as exit liquidity, aka Bitcoin, XRP dumping on the community. Bitcoin is not made that way. I don't know. $10 is the big target. Can it get to $10 by 2030? I think so. I think $1 trillion asset, if XRP continues to buy their way in to whatever their thing they're doing, right? They just applied for, Ripple just applied for a US banking license, which honestly I do believe Ripple is pivoting, and XRP does in my mind, right? I could be completely wrong. I do believe XRP has a thing where it's kind of like Ripple's kind of trying to like pivot away and like trying to wedge themselves into the traditional finance system by acquiring all these companies and doing all these things so they can IPO and go public and make some distance between them and XRP. I just don't see them really pushing XRP. I don't know. Just my thesis. I am holding till 2030. Man, you are brave. Bitcoin on Base starts doing Bitcoin airdrops to holders holding July 15th. Check it out. Be very careful with that, guys. That could be a massive scam. Be very careful. Don't be putting your Bitcoin on any other network or anything like that. That is a quick way to lose your Bitcoin. Bitcoin is scarce enough. It's hard enough to accumulate any decent amount of Bitcoin. If you're holding Bitcoin, don't be risking it on these airdrops and all this other little fugazi stuff. Keep your Bitcoin in a hardware wallet, cold storage, in a safe somewhere, and leave it alone. Don't connect it to any type of internet device. Oh no, Bitcoin! Why are you pumping, man? Why are you pumping? I'm losing money here, man. I went from 280 down to 230. I was at 280. Now I'm at 230, man. Come on. Need you to dump it down to the weekly open, man. Buying Bitcoin when we get into the bear market. Oh, 100%. I'm not telling people to buy Bitcoin now. I'm definitely not telling you to buy Bitcoin now. Bitcoin's at 108,000, right? For you to double up any level of investment, whether it's $1,000 or $100,000, for you to double up, it's got to run all the way to 200. Can it? Yes. Is it hard? Absolutely, right? So definitely not suggesting to buy Bitcoin right now, but I think my internet is starting to give out. All right, we're back. My internet is going in and out. The storm is picking up. Bitcoin is getting scared. I appreciate everybody hanging in here. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe, and sharing out the live stream. I will be getting back to my 2 to 3 live streams per day schedule. I appreciate everybody hanging out here. Obviously, I'm trying to stay on for as long as I can right now. Waiting for this market close at 8 p.m. We got 11 minutes left, but I don't know if the storm is going to let me. So buckle up, guys. Buying Bitcoin in the bear market, right? The best strategy in crypto is make profits with your altcoins. Make as much profits as you can. Wait for the bear market when Bitcoin has one of those big, juicy 30, 40, 50% retracements. Start buying Bitcoin, right? You start buying Bitcoin and you start accumulating as much Bitcoin as possible. And in the next bear market, in the next bull market, you won't ever even have to look at your portfolio, man, because you just know. You just know that bad boy is printing. Like I said, really appreciate everybody in here. Bitcoin to 120K. Dark. Right now, Bitcoin's having a little bit of pullback. No big deal here. We had a huge skyrocket missile launched all day today for Bitcoin, right? Down from the previous day low of 105. It's been running all the way up to 109 some change. If we start to break above this previous all-time high of 109,880 and we can hold some daily candles up there, we have a very good chance that Bitcoin could run for a new all-time high, right? The previous local all-time high, not all-time high, sorry. We have the high up at 112. Then we have a lower high at around 110,679. And now currently we're still making a lower high right now today so far, right? We're going to be closing out today in less than 9 minutes. We're going to be closing a lower high. But if we can push up to 110 and some change, right, and get above 110 and break this market structure of lower highs, Bitcoin is going to be pushing up to 120. Bitcoin is going to be pushing up to 120. But that's really going to depend on can we push above 110, basically hitting 111 again, basically hitting 111 and staying there, right? Closing, holding support, flipping that resistance into support, breaking the down structure of lower highs. And that will definitely be able to lead Bitcoin into an all-time high push for 120. Y'all think it's a good time to buy more alts or wait until Bitcoin is done pulling back down at 98,000? Right, I didn't personally buy anything. I was expecting Bitcoin to drop lower to 96, potentially as low as 84, because I already was buying altcoins down when Bitcoin was at 76,000, right? During the Q1 of 2025, when Bitcoin fell all the way down to 76,000, altcoins were down 80+%, 90+%, some of them. I was accumulating altcoins at that price at that time. So I'm not interested in really buying altcoins right now, unless we have one of those major collapses again. I know everybody's different. Everybody's at a different point in time. But if you weren't like me buying back at the end of Q1, the next best time to buy was during that drop on June 22nd down to 98,000. Altcoins had a decent little size pullback there that you could have definitely taken advantage of. Obviously, it was short-lived. It didn't stay there for long. It was there for like half a day or not even before it recovered. I got Polkadot H-bar near 2 Primo. Let's go. Let's see. Appreciate everybody jumping in here. Appreciate it. Come on, we got 7 more minutes. 7 more minutes for this daily close. Come on, Bitcoin, just keep pushing it down, man. Push it down. Let's go. I know you hear the thunder. I know you're scared of it. Just drop it like it's hot, man. Cuban Diesel, stop saying that. No to the moon. Not right now. First drop. Drop down first to the weekly open, man. You're trying to get my short wrecked here, bro. Come on, man. I thought we were primos. We need this thing to drop down so I can close out my short around that weekly open. Okay? Then we can pump. Then we can pump it all you want. But we need to drop it first, baby. Drop it first. We got some good gas money here. $251. Come on. Drop it like it's hot, baby. Drop it like it's hot. Dark says, damn, I messed up. Should have bought more. Yeah, Dark, it's okay. It's okay. You're always going to get more opportunities. It's okay. It's okay. There's no guarantee that Bitcoin's going to make a new all-time high right now. Maybe. If we start talking about, some wild ideas, maybe this is going to be another lower high, and this is a way to trap all the bulls, and we get massively smacked all the way back down to a 104 or lower. Maybe. I don't think so. I highly doubt that's the case. Bitcoin has had a very strong push here on the daily. Obviously, we still are in the lower highs, right? We got the high, lower high, another lower high here. We got to be careful with that. But we have had a very strong bounce off this monthly NPLC, Q2 NPLC, right? All the way around 105 area. And we have broken out of the June range. So far, it's looking pretty good for a good push to the all-time high. But in the short term, I want this thing to drop down to the weekly open, bro. 108.340. Just give me the weekly open, baby, and I'll close my short, and we can pump it to the moon. Come on. Please, is there any coin soaring tonight? Oh, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of coins soaring, especially if Bitcoin dominance continues to pull back here. Bitcoin dominance is currently sitting at 65.27%. There will definitely be altcoins soaring. Currently, a lot of altcoins are down just a little bit because Bitcoin's had a little bit of a pullback here in the last 1 hour. But we're about to close here the daily in the next 5 minutes. Altcoins have had a nice little rally here. Bonk is up 16%. WIF is up 16%. Space and Time is up 13. Virtual is up 12. TIA dropping that T up 16.9. A lot of altcoins just up, 10, 12, 7, 8%. Very nice little rally for the day overall because of Bitcoin's massive rally today. So can you look at total 3? Give me a second here, guys. I'm really waiting. Oh, let me see. I have another chart. That's right. I got another chart. Got another chart. Total 3. Where you at? Here we go. What happened? Don't worry, guys. Everything's okay. Let's take a look here at the Q2 range. Come on. There we go. Let's come on. Let's get a trend here. April 1st. June 30th. Nice little uptrend overall. Let's get Q1. Okay. Let's get some averages. Nothing to look at here. Taking a look at the total 3 right now. Nothing really, nothing's really sticking out to me here. No real big targets anywhere. Overall, total 3 is in a bit of an uptrend here in Q2 so far. Heartline is up above the value area high, around 879 billion. Market cap, obviously this is the market cap for all the altcoins. So right now we are still in a downtrend, right? We had a nice high in December. We had a lower high in January. We had another lower high in May. We need to really break this market structure, right? Break this little downtrend fugazi we got going on here, right? So we really need to see a push climbing above this downtrend, above this hard line of 898 billion, start breaking up and continuing this uptrend for altcoins to, really have a run. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, just drop it, man. Just drop it like it's hot, Bitcoin. Why you keep doing this to me? Appreciate all of you guys joining in here. Appreciate all you guys smashing those likes. If you're not in the Crypto Citadel, definitely do so. We drop signals, macro long-term analysis, daily trade signals in there as well. Daily trade setups, and obviously you get to be part of a great trading community overall. And even if you're not a trader, the long-term macro analysis really helps you with your long-term portfolios. You get a nice bang for your buck for what's happening in there, plus all the exclusive live streams and updates. Papi Chulo, what's going on? So we going up tomorrow or what? Right now we've had a major rally to the upside. We're gonna wait here till we have 2 more minutes, 1:18 seconds before we close the daily. We're gonna find here where the next the next daily MPLC is at, the next range here overall is gonna be. Obviously we've hit these targets, so I can take this out, I can take this out, I can take this out. I'll leave these in here since they're larger time frame stuff. I can take this range out. I can definitely take this range out. Come on. As we close here, we've got a very steep uptrend. That we are currently falling out of. That's something to be aware of. We have a daily NPLC down at, give me a second here, down at 107,626, which is right above the previous day high. So obviously being within inside the previous day range right now, falling out of this upward trend that we're in. We do have some pretty big supports here that could hold the price up. Right, we just officially closed. We got the new daily open right above the Monday high range. We have the previous week high and the weekly open below us, which could be strong support. But if it isn't, and we fall through it and we lose it, oh no, not the monthly. Let's get the daily. Daily average is also down below. Getting a little bit of a push here right now as the Asia trading session has begun. we'll see here if we're just gonna probably come back up, probably try to retest this downtrend, see if we fall out of it. Let me adjust this. Boom. Yeah, everything's good here. Could be having a little push here to this value area high around the 109 and 198 before potentially pulling back. Like I said, we do have some strong support below us that we need to be careful with, that we might not drop below, which is obviously the previous week high and the weekly open between 108,532 and 108,335. But if Bitcoin does continue to push back down and we lose those areas, the big targets to the downside will be 107,895 to 107,625, which is the new daily untapped average and the new daily NPLC for the previous day range. Currently, like I said, we have fallen out of the steep uptrend that we were in, and we are back within the previous day range on the upper side of things. So, I am expecting a little bit of pullback. I'm going to keep my short open. It's okay. I got a decent size entry. I got a decent entry overall. If I get stopped out, no big deal. That's the name of the game. But I am looking for a potential pullback down to 107, which would be fantastic. And then I will probably be reassessing at that point in time and looking for some potential longs and some another potential move to the upside. Overall, in the macro, looking pretty bullish for Bitcoin. Looking pretty bullish for Bitcoin in the macro. Meanwhile, we can make that new all-time high above 110 here in the next couple of days. If we don't, then we could continue to be pushing down here. Downsides for Bitcoin. Yeah, downsides for Bitcoin. Just covered that with you guys right now. So appreciate all of you guys in here smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Definitely appreciate all the hangout, all of you guys coming out here. There's many people in here all hanging out, all asking questions. It's always a fantastic time to go live with you guys. What's the deadline for the approval on the XRP application? Dude, I have no idea what the deadline for that is. ETH retracement levels. Let's go take a look at Ethereum here. Let's jump in here to the 15-minute. Let's get boom. We got a nice daily MPLC for Ethereum down at 2447. The new daily. The new daily average is down at 2521, right above our 6-month NPLC, or point PLC now, just point of control overall. We do have the previous day high above here, 2619 for Ethereum. Ethereum is currently sitting right at the value area high of the previous day range. I could see a point where Bitcoin could potentially have a little bit of a pullback. Bitcoin dominance slides down and altcoins run a little bit, but we need to be careful here. If Ethereum rallies up to the previous day high and sweeps this area and gets rejected off the previous day high, it is most likely coming down to at least 2521, which is going to be a retest of the previous week high, along with this untapped daily average, and a retest of the 6-month, the Q2 MPLC at 2414. So just got to be aware of that. That could be a possibility here for Ethereum. Will Solana continue to rise? Solana has been doing pretty good overall. Jumping out here to the daily. Turning this off real quick. Solana had a little bit of a breakout of this downtrend, came up here at on June 30th, pushing up to 160, 159, came back down, starting to push out of this downtrend again, right? And overall, we're just kind of sitting here above our quarterly average of 145. So holding that is important. If we do continue to hold that, we do have targets up at 169 to 178 for Solana. Big crash incoming tomorrow. I hope so. I hope you're right, bro. I'm in a short. I'm shorting Bitcoin right now, so I hope you're right. I'm up $188 after this little slight push back up, right? It's going against me a little bit, but I hope you're right. I hope we do pull back hard for Bitcoin because I got that short ready to print, baby. I got that short. Cuban Diesel says no crash. No crash today, man. Yes, crash first, then pump. Crash first, then pump. What's the best entry for ADA? Dude, ADA is pretty much at some pretty decent entries right here. We're pretty much at the April lows for Cardano. So if you're buying into Cardano right now, if you zoom out here to the daily, right, like Cardano is currently sitting at 58 cents. We were at 58 cents on April 9th. So we've pretty much given up all the gains that we did throughout the month of May and the ending of April. We're right back at the April lows. So if you're looking to get into Cardano, it would be now, I guess, since we're right back at those April lows. Obviously, I'm not saying for a trade, for a long or anything like that, but for a spot buying now is the same thing as buying at the lows of April. So you're pretty much it's not going to get better than that unless we have another major pullback overall for. All are you holding gold? What about gold? You want to look at gold? Come on, Bitcoin. Push back for me, man. Just dump it. Just dump it. Let's go take a look at gold here. Oh, man. Where's the Pax Gold? So let's get Q1. All the way to the end of March. We're looking at gold right now. Let's take a look at Q2. Let's look at some cord. New quarterly untapped average is currently down at 33.01, and then we have another untapped quarterly average down at 29.81. That's a pretty steep drop overall. Don't expect that to happen anytime soon, but just something to be aware of. Let's look at some monthlies. We do have an untapped monthly average up at, tell you right now, at 33.95. So right now, gold is right at its Q2 point of control of 33.47. If we drop lower, we do have a quarterly untapped average down at 33.01. I'll be looking for a bounce off that area to continue making higher lows for a push to the upside. Now, if we push straight up, our target to the upside is 33.95 for gold here within the Q2 range. Obviously, if we lose the Q2 range, falling below it at 32.62, we could start making, a lower push here towards this Q1 point of control. Well, maybe not the point of control, but Q1 point of control is pretty steep to the downside. Overall, yeah. Those are pretty much the targets for gold. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin's still pumping. Damn you, Bitcoin. You're always pumping, man. I always pump it when I want it to dump and always dump it when I want it to pump. That's just the way the game is, I guess. All All right, guys. Appreciate every single one of you guys hanging out here. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes. Join the Crypto Citadel if you haven't already. You can get 50% off your first month with the code Citadel. I'll see all of you guys in the Crypto Citadel. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading to the blockchains every single day. Until next time, see ya.